Piscataway's Chiefs have long been a perennial power in central New Jersey. A little further south, South Brunswick Vikings have also propelled themselves into championship talk. The Chiefs have won 9 state championships, and the Vikings, well, they've won 3 in 4 attempts. This is News 12 Varsity's Game of the Week. From Chiardi Field on the campus of Piscataway High School in central New Jersey, it's a Greater Middlesex Conference showdown as the South Brunswick Vikings take on the Piscataway Chiefs. Hello again, everyone. Lou Brogno with you on the call. Amanda Puglisi is alongside. Tremendous matchup here in the GMC between, as we said, 2 perennial Central Jersey powers, Piscataway and South Brunswick. These 2 teams, of course, have their eyes not only on the GMC championship, but perhaps on a sectional championship later on this season as well.
2 great rivals, Lou, and of course, you never know what exactly is going to happen. South Brunswick, the last time they lost was to Piscataway. Now, since then, they've gone on to win 11 in a row, including capturing that state sectional championship. So, you just never know what you're going to get. But for South Brunswick, and you got some big-time players like Thomas Joe Kamara, I mean, the 2-way starter going to Temple, he's going to have a big game tonight.
Well, Thomas Joe Kamara, an outstanding player, as we said, on both sides of the ball. Defensively, he has been recruited to head to Temple University, and Thomas Joe Kamara had 71 tackles from his defensive back position a year ago. This year, he's been asked to step it up on the offensive side as well. This is a game-breaker type running back. Last week, 12 carries, 75 yards, and a touchdown in another Viking victory over Old Bridge.
And, of course, on the other side, you can't talk Piscataway, and you can't mention one of their running backs. Okay, of course, you have Juwan Jackson. He is just adding his name to the list of incredible running backs to come out of this program. And, again, he's another one that's going to have another big game.
And as you said, Amanda, it's been a long line of outstanding running backs here for the Chiefs, and Juwan Jackson is on that list. A tremendous speed player from the running back position. He possesses 4.4 speed. He's a game breaker from any position on the field. Last year, over 1,700 yards rushing, and off to a great start this year against East Brunswick last week. Over 70 yards rushing and a 79-yard kickoff return. So we're just moments away from the opening kickoff of what should be an outstanding rivalry game in the GMC. Piscataway going up against South Brunswick, and we'll have that opening kickoff in just a few moments right here on News 12 Varsity's Game of the Week. Welcome back to Piscataway as we get ready to go in this GMC battle. South Brunswick and Piscataway. Vikings coming in at 2-0, and Chiefs off to a good start with their victory over East Brunswick last week at 1-0. And on the far side for South Brunswick, head coach Joe George, in his 7th season, has done an outstanding job with this program. A Monsignor Farrell graduate in 1972. And on the other side for the Chiefs is Dan Higgins in his 16th season at the helm of the Chiefs. He's a graduate here of Piscataway High School, and he played on a state championship team here for the Chiefs in 1981. So we are ready to go, the Chiefs and the Vikings, in a very important game, even though it's early in the season. These 2 teams, along with Sayreville, figure to be the dominant teams in the GMC. Last time these 2 teams met was last season on September 22nd. Piscataway won 28-14. Juwan Jackson had 3 rushing touchdowns. It's the last game that South Brunswick lost. The kickoff is the Chiefs receive at the 10-yard line, and a good return up across the 20 to the 22. As running it back was Christian Hernandez. So Piscataway takes the field offensively. Their quarterback is Joe Hatcher, the senior, 6 foot, 170 pounds. Last year, over 1,000 yards passing at 14 touchdown passes. Good game last week against the Bears of East Brunswick, 8 for 12, 101 yards, 67%, and 1 touchdown, 1 pick for Hatcher. And Coach Higgins feels that Hatcher really has come into his own this year. A 3-year starter at quarterback for the Chiefs. And play action on the first play for the Chiefs. Wide wide open. Making the catch is Marcel Walker. He's at the 30, to the 20, the 10. Touchdown, Piscataway. And the Chiefs strike first on the first play from scrimmage. Hatcher on a play-action play finds tight end Marcel Walker wide open, and he takes it in for the Piscataway touchdown. So a great start for Piscataway. And in to kick the extra point, Ryan Manganero, the senior. Snap is good, kick is on the way, and it is good. 11:39 remaining first quarter. Piscataway 7, South Brunswick nothing. So the Chiefs exploding out of the chute. Nice ball fake by Hatcher, and then Walker was all alone in the South Brunswick secondary. And once he got behind that defense, no chance the Vikings were going to catch Walker. One more look, and again, he just is off to the races. Excellent execution on the play fake by Hatcher, which made the play successful. So Piscataway off to a sparkling start, and they lead at 7-0. As we said last week, the Chiefs defeating East Brunswick. They put up a lot of points against the Bears in that game, 41-0. So South Brunswick will try to answer here, and two speedsters back to receive the kick. Ezekiel Johnson wears number 3, and Thomas Joe Kamara, the outstanding blazing running back of South Brunswick, back at the 5-yard line as well. This is Thomas Joe Kamara. Takes it at the 10. He's at the 15, to the 20. Busts up the middle and up across the 25-yard line. So the Vikings will put it in play there. South Brunswick led by their junior quarterback, Gage Katzino Hall. Junior, 6 foot, 170 pounds. He is 11 of 18, 132 yards. He has 4 touchdown passes in the first 2 games. He also has carried the ball 12 times, averaging nearly 10 yards per carry, and he has 1 touchdown rushing. South Brunswick runs the triple option. Don't see that too often anymore in high school football. And here is the pitch, and a big gain on first down up across the 35-yard line. Big run for Howard Baker, the sophomore. Not originally penciled in the starting lineup, but Joe George inserts him on the first play from scrimmage, and he picks up big yardage across the 35 and up to the 37-yard line. So much speed and so many offensive weapons for this South Brunswick team. This time they come up in the eye, and Katzino Hall under center. Penalty flag thrown. And it's offside against Piscataway, so the Chiefs jumping. That'll mark off 5 against Piscataway and move it up to the 42-yard line. It'll be 1st and 5 for the Vikings. So look at that defensive line led by big Jordan Martell, 6'3", 250. In the middle, David Green there as well, 6'1", 265. 1st and 5, South Brunswick at their own 42. Again, out of the eye. And Katzino Hall rolling out. Now he's in trouble and goes down. Chiefs pour in and make a big play defensively. Andre Felton, a senior defensive end, in on the sack for Piscataway. Good penetration by the Chiefs. And they've got that excellent speed on defense as well. Some good edge rushers. Felton and Marcel Walker on the other side. It's a loss of 6, so it brings up a 2nd and 11. 9 minutes, 40 seconds remaining first quarter. Chiefs leading 7-0. Piscataway showing some movement on the defensive line. Looked like they were coming in a very short pickup for the Vikings on that carry. That was Ezekiel Johnson, the ball carrier. Austin Mosier in on the tackle for the Chiefs. So now a 3rd and 9. South Brunswick trying to keep this drive going. Vikings come in 2-0. Coming off a win over Old Bridge last week, 28-0, and a huge win in their first game of the season against the defending South Jersey Group 5 champions, Lenape, 21-14, scoring a touchdown in the final 30 seconds of that game to steal it away. Movement on the line looked like one of the outside receivers might have been Thomas Joe Kamara moving. So that backs the Vikings up even more, back to the 33. So a 3rd down upcoming, 3rd down at about 14 for South Brunswick at their own 33-yard line. Christopher Hernandez in the defensive backfield for Piscataway, calling the defense. In motion is Ezekiel Johnson. The throw outside comes to Thomas Joe Kamara, and Piscataway's all over him. No chance to pick up anything there. Marcel Walker in on the defensive play for the Chiefs. Walker's made himself known out there, scoring the touchdown on the long pass, and now a big defensive play.
Back into punt is number 54, Mike Schroeder. And back into Piscataway is number 115.
So the Vikings punted away. It's a short kick and takes a big Piscataway bounce into South Brunswick territory at the 44-yard line. So a good start for the Chiefs. 7 minutes and 48 seconds remaining in the first. And Piscataway has a 7-0 lead. Piscataway 8-3 last year. Lost in the North Jersey Section 2 Group 5 semifinals to Bridgewater Raritan 27-6. They'll actually see the Panthers later this year in the regular season. That should be a very interesting matchup. 1st and 10, Piscataway. Twin receiver split left and right, and Joe Hatcher in the gun. He hands it off to Jawan Jackson, makes a nice move and cuts up across the 40-yard line. Jawan Jackson has an offer from Wagner, but his head coach Dan Higgins feels that Jackson could be a big Division I type player. Last year, 1,777 yards, 22 touchdowns on the ground. We mentioned his 4.4 speed earlier. Last week, 11 carries, 72 yards, averaged over 6.5 yards per pop, had 3 touchdowns against East Brunswick. He's a big game player offensively for Piscataway. Here's Hatcher straight back to throw. Plenty of protection. Fires, and it's knocked away. Good defensive play by Majid Howard Baker. He got over there to knock it away. Hatcher had plenty of time to throw. So it brings up a 3rd down and a long 5 upcoming for the Chiefs. Football just inside the 40. Beautiful night here in central New Jersey. Temperature in the 60s, upper 60s. It's cloudy, but really no threat of rain. Hatcher looking to throw, steps up, fires, has a man wide open at the 30-yard line, and then inside the 25, and that'll be a Piscataway first down. Lord Jones on the reception. The senior found himself wide open, and Hatcher delivered a strike. Good look by Hatcher, well-thrown ball. Jelani Devonish-Winter, the sophomore corner, finally made the stop for South Brunswick. But it's 1st and 10, Piscataway at the 25-yard line. Give to Jackson, has a huge hole and bursts through it. Touchdown, Piscataway.
25 yards for the Piscataway touchdown, but there is a flag down.
There's a flag down, however, in the Piscataway offensive backfield. So this one is probably coming back. And it is holding against the Chiefs. So that wipes out that touchdown. What a hole on the right side of the offensive line as Jawan Jackson just blasted through it. But it's a 10-yard mark-off against the Chiefs, so they're now facing a 1st and 20 at the 34. 6 minutes, 29 seconds remaining in the first. Piscataway with a 7-0 lead. Hatcher setting up a screen, throws it over the middle to Jackson, makes the first man miss, makes another man miss, breaks a tackle inside the 10, he takes it in, touchdown Piscataway. The electrifying Jawan Jackson takes it all the way on the screen pass. And what a run by Jackson after the catch. So Manganero in to kick the extra point. What a first quarter it's been for Piscataway. Snap good, kick on the way. It is no good, wide to the left. We'll see if that becomes a factor later on. Right now, Piscataway off to a good start. They have a 13-0 lead. Watch this run by Jackson. Makes that man miss. Then makes another cut. Then bursts through, breaks a tackle, and then strolls into the end zone one more time. That first move just brilliant by Jackson. Great vision. See how he keeps his head up and can see where the defenders are. Takes it in for the score. And Jawan Jackson thanking his offensive lineman, Austin Mosier, there. Who threw a big block.
Back deep for South Brunswick, number 3. Ezekiel Johnson.
Well, let's see how South Brunswick reacts here. The Vikings off to a great start coming into this game, 2-0. And as we said, a huge win over Lenape. Well, let's check in with Amanda, who has more on the electrifying Jawan Jackson. Amanda?
Well, Lou, Jackson certainly has a mentor in NFL's Malcolm Jenkins. Of course, that's Malcolm Jenkins of the Philadelphia Eagles. Jenkins comes back every year to, he has a 2-day camp here at Piscataway, and Jawan Jackson is really one of the guys that has benefited the most out of that camp, says Coach Higgins.
Amanda, Malcolm Jenkins, just another in a long list of NFL players that have come through this Piscataway program. And Malcolm giving back to the Piscataway program, coming back to mentor the players. You know, Coach Higgins really appreciates that. If Malcolm was here tonight, he'd be pretty impressed with this version of this Piscataway team so far. They're up 13-0. And South Brunswick pinned back at their own 15-yard line. Handoff goes off tackle to Thomas Joe Kamara. And he picks up a couple. Thomas Joe Kamara expected to pick up some of the offensive slack this year. They lost a tremendous player, Justin Shorter, to graduation. He is now at Penn State. So Division I Big Ten player, Justin Shorter, had a great career with the Vikings. Head coach Joe George looking for big things out of Thomas Joe Kamara in that backfield. He picked up about 4 on that carry, so it's 2nd down and 6 for the Vikings. And running the triple option. Good read by Gage Katzenel Hall, who takes it right up the middle. Vikings coaching staff very impressed with Gage Katzenel Hall, who does a nice job running that triple option, makes good decisions, reading the defense. That time kept it himself and picks up a South Brunswick 1st down. At the 29-yard line, 1st and 10 Vikings. 5 minutes left in the first. And another big hole up the middle. Good job blocking at the point of attack. And a huge hole for Dejon Thomas, who takes it up the middle. Watch his job by the offensive line. Good blocks on the outside. Danny O'Grady, junior right guard, throwing a block. He comes in at 6'3", 270. So South Brunswick moving the ball. Pickup of 9 on that carry, 2nd down and 1. From the 39. Piscataway showing blitz. And they hand it off, and good job by the Chiefs on the defensive line. Austin Mosier got penetration, but it looks like it is enough for South Brunswick, 1st down. And they will move the chains as the football is placed at the 40-yard line. You see Mosier's upset that he didn't stop South Brunswick short of that 1st down marker, but he made a heck of a play. Twin receivers split out right side for the Vikings. And the handoff goes up the middle, and Piscataway reads it beautifully. Nick Racine, one of the top linebackers here in the Garden State, with a beautiful play. Last year at 75 tackles. A senior this year, anchoring that linebacking core for Piscataway. Very short pickup on the play for the Vikings. 2nd down and 9 at the 41. Down to 3:20 remaining in the 1st. Katzenel Hall back to throw. He's got a receiver, and it's incomplete. Intended for Thomas Joe Kamara, but pretty good coverage downfield by Christian Hernandez. So it brings up a 3rd and 9 for South Brunswick. Look at Joe George. Started as an assistant coach in 1974. And there's Dan Higgins, who has won 6 sectional titles as the head coach of the Chiefs. The program overall has won 9, dating back to 1974. Here's a big gainer up the middle. Huge hole for Cataboo Martin. And he takes it into Chiefs territory across the 50-yard line. Pickup of 11 on that play. So 1st and 10, South Brunswick. First time they've been in Piscataway territory. 2 minutes and 50 seconds counting down here in the 1st quarter. Chiefs have a 13-0 lead. Trip receivers this time go out to the left side. This South Brunswick offense, very tough to handle. They do a lot of different things. Katzenel Hall breaks a tackle, and he takes it inside the 45-yard line. You know, we mentioned they run the triple option, which they do, of course, but they do a lot of things out of that triple option. It's not your typical, hey, let's just line up and run the ball. They'll split receivers out. They'll throw out of that triple option. It's quite an extensive playbook for the Vikings. This time they come up in an I. On a 2nd down and about 7, another huge hole, and this time Thomas Joe Kamara takes it to the house. Touchdown, South Brunswick. And the Viking band breaks out as they celebrate. So South Brunswick right back in it. It's now 13-6 with the extra point pending. Mitchell Fisher comes in to kick. Gage Katzenel Hall is the holder. Snap good, kick on the way, and he drills it through. 1:41 remaining in the 1st quarter. hey, we might have an old-fashioned shootout here. Piscataway up 13-7. And here's that run again by Thomas Joe Kamara. Once he breaks into the secondary, no chance. As the Temple-bound Kamara takes it in for the touchdown. Well, both big offensive forces, who we talked about earlier, Thomas Joe Kamara and Jawan Jackson, have both contributed already for their teams. And the Vikes are right in it. It's 13-7. So Fisher will kick it off. He'll tee it up at the 40-yard line and back deep for Piscataway. Nasir Best and also Christian Hernandez. They will stand back inside the 10. A lot of speed on this Piscataway team. Nasir Best, one of those speedsters back there for the Chiefs. High end over end kick taken by Hernandez. He's at the 15 and then crashed to the ground at the 23. Big tackle by number 22, Dejan Thomas, the sophomore. Minute 35 left in a very exciting first quarter here in Piscataway. The Chiefs with a 13-7 lead. Jawan Jackson is the deep back behind Hatcher. The pitch, though, comes wide, and around the right end goes Joey Bellamy, but South Brunswick strung it out nicely. Bellamy could not turn that corner, and Thomas Joe Kamara over to make the play defensively. We mentioned as good as he is offensively, defensively, he's a terror for that Viking defense. In fact, he actually has been recruited for defense and is headed to Temple to play defense for the Owls. Second down play, 2nd and 9. Here's the give. Jackson breaks a tackle, breaks another, and then it's slammed down at the 30-yard line. Made the first two men miss, but Cataboo Martin came in and finished him off.
6 yards out to the 30. That'll bring up 3rd down and 3 from the 30-yard line.
30 seconds left in an exciting first quarter. Hatcher gets the play, brings it in for Piscataway. Hatcher up to the line, under center. Final 10 seconds of the quarter. Here's the give up the middle. And Jackson carries across the 30. And let's see where they mark that. Should be the last play of the first quarter once they get the football set.
3 yards.
And they're going to measure here, I believe, to see if Piscataway picked up this first down.
Score Piscataway 13, South Brunswick 7.
So the officials call for the chain gang, and then after they measure, that'll be the end of the first quarter. Piscataway struck first on the first play from scrimmage. Touchdown pass from Joe Hatcher to Marcel Walker. And Jawan Jackson took it in to make it 13-0. And Thomas Joe Kamara answers for South Brunswick. It is 13-7. They stretch the chains out, and they look like they're a little bit short. So that is the end of the first quarter here in Piscataway. An exciting first quarter of play as the Chiefs strike first on the first play from scrimmage, and Piscataway off to a 13-7 lead at the end of one. Second quarter upcoming here on News 12 Varsity. Welcome back to Piscataway, where the Chiefs lead South Brunswick 13-7. Lou Brogno, Amanda Puglisi down on the sidelines. Amanda?
Well, Lou, we've seen a lot of props on the college level when it comes to football. We've seen thrones, we've seen chains. But how about this? For Piscataway, they have a hammer. Juwan Jackson gets that one. The gloves for knock out your opponent goes to Jordan Martell. And the lock for lock it in, that goes to Nick Racine. And those three guys have had these things all week.
They have a lot of fun here with this Piscataway program. All stems from their head coach, Dan Higgins, who is a coach who really just loves high school football. He loves being around these kids and loves coaching this program. And the kids feed off that. Here's a big play, 4th and 1. And the Chiefs are going to go for it in their own territory. Long count, quarterback sneak, and Hatcher plows ahead, and looks like he should have enough for the first down. So how do you like that? Dan Higgins in his own territory says, you know what? We're going to go behind that big offensive line and get the first down. And that big offensive line measures this way. Jordan Martell, the left tackle, 6'3", 280. David Green, the left guard, 6'1", 265. Andrew Bushek, the center, 6', 265. Austin Mosier, 6'4", 275. Charles Parker, the right tackle, 6'3", 265. When you've got an offensive line like that in high school football, yeah, you go for it on 4th and 1. Here's Hatcher looking to throw. He fires, and it is incomplete. Broken up by Majid Howard Baker, intended for Lord Jones, who had a step on his defender. But Howard Baker just able to get his hand in there to knock it away. Jones almost able to pull it away. So 2nd and 10, Piscataway. Chiefs at their own 35. Just underway, second quarter. Trip receivers go to the right side for Piscataway. And Hatcher straight back to throw. Looking that way, sets up a screen. Jackson makes the catch. And then two defenders hem him in on the near sideline at the 40-yard line. But he picks up positive yardage to the 41. And it will bring up a 3rd down in about 4. Chiefs last year 8-3. Mentioned they lost to Bridgewater in the semifinals, but this year they feel they're more diversified on offense. And they certainly have looked that way here in the early going of this first half. Here's Hatcher. Double pump fakes, now rolls out, drills it down the sideline, but it's incomplete. And Joey Bellamy, the intended receiver, was well covered. Cadaboo Martin was right with him. So the Chiefs will punt it away. Here's one more look. Hatcher rolling out. And no chance to complete that one. Good coverage by the Vikings. Robert Konya is in to punt it away. And heavy pressure by the Vikings forces a line drive kick that bounces inside the 30 and rolls to about the 20-yard line. And that's where the Chiefs will down it. So South Brunswick will have possession at their own 20. Vikings last year 11-1, Central Jersey Group 5 champions. Defeated Manalapan in a terrific sectional final by the score of 18-14. This is a program the last 7 years that has gone 70-13. A lot of winning for the Vikings under head coach Joe George, and prior to him, Rick Mance, who really turned this South Brunswick program around. Gage Katzenel Hall under center. On a first down play, fumble on the snap, and Piscataway says they've got it. Let's see, they do. So South Brunswick puts the ball on the ground, and Austin Mosier recovers for the Chiefs. So the first turnover of the game, and it gives Piscataway tremendous field position. They'll have the football at the 21-yard line. They just never found the handle, and Mosier alertly just jumped on top of the ball. Let's see if Piscataway can take advantage of it now. Chiefs have a 13-7 lead. Hatcher hands it off. Here's Jackson wide open. What a hole. He takes it in for the touchdown. What a hole on the right side of that Piscataway offensive line.
Big Charles Parker.
Wow.
Austin Mosier, 50, David Green, and number 76, Jordan Martell.
And Jackson scores his second touchdown of the night. Now a penalty flag is thrown. Delay of game against Piscataway.
Flag down, illegal substitution against Piscataway.
Well, they call it a illegal substitution, rather. Well, let's see how that affects what Piscataway does here.
Ball moved back to the 8-yard line.
Ball moved back to the 8-yard line. Looked like the Chiefs were going to go for two, but they might not do that now since the ball is all the way back at the 8. And there's a lot of confusion, and they're going to talk it over. Score is 19-7 Piscataway. And they'll talk about whether or not they should go 4-2. Here's Jawan Jackson. Look at the hole on the right side of the offensive line. Charles Parker, number 72, and Austin Mosier, number 71. The right guard and the right tackle. I mean, Jackson probably couldn't believe it when he hit that hole. Could drive a truck through that, and Jackson took advantage and burst through. His second rushing touchdown of the night, his 5th of the season now. And the Chiefs will go for 2, though, with the ball at the 8-yard line. Twin receivers split left and right. Throw to the end zone, wide open. Penalty flag is thrown.
Conversion, and there's a late flag. Hatcher's pass is complete.
Nasir Best made the catch.
Nasir Best, but there's a flag down.
And it's against South Brunswick.
South Brunswick.
So they'll mark it off. Best did not make the catch. So Best did not make the catch. And the Chiefs will get another shot at it. Hatcher flips it out. Jackson, he's not going to get there.
Juwan Jackson is the ball carrier.
He is stopped short of the goal line. So the 2-point conversion fails, and it's a 19-7 game. And Jackson brought down at about the 2-yard line. Good job by the Vikings to stay home playing that pitch. Well, the history between these two teams just decidedly in Piscataway's favor. They lead 14-4. However, the Chiefs had won every year between 2000 and 2010. And since 2011, it's been a very even series. Piscataway's won the last two. Last year, 28-14, 26-14 in 2016. South Brunswick reeled off 3 straight wins in 13, 14, and 15. Piscataway won big in 2012. South Brunswick won big in 2011. So over the last 7 years or so, it's been a very close series between these two GMC powers. And I don't think there's any question that South Brunswick and Piscataway, along with Sayreville, would be considered the 3 elite programs in this GMC Red Division. Konya will kick off. It is a short kick that bounces at the 10-yard line. The ball is loose, and Piscataway might have recovered, and a penalty flag is now thrown. So quite a mess down there. Looked like Piscataway recovered the loose ball, but they call a penalty. So let's see how they sort this out. Should be a live ball. Looked like Piscataway jumped on it. So George wants to know. But it looks like the ball's being awarded to South Brunswick. So the Vikings come up offensively. Well, wait a second now. They're placing the ball at the 35. They're saying the ball went out of bounds on the kickoff. It looked like Piscataway touched the ball before it went out of bounds. And maybe they're saying the Chiefs didn't have possession. So an odd play, and South Brunswick trying to take advantage of it. And they almost do on that run from scrimmage. Just a step away was Dejon Thomas. He picked up 9 yards on that carry. Takes it up to the 44-yard line. It is 2nd and 1 for the Vikings. Katzenall Hall back to throw. Fires outside. Catch made. Good route run. Jelani Devonish Winter on the catch. Just a sophomore. A lot of young offensive players on this Viking team. Devonish Winter is a sophomore. Justin Lawson, a wide receiver, is a sophomore. Katzenall Hall, the quarterback, just a junior. Trip receivers go to the right side. And Katzenall Hall keeps it himself and breaks a tackle, takes it inside the 45 and down to about the 43. So South Brunswick down by 12. They trail 19-7, trying to put together another good drive here. Look at the junior quarterback as he carries the play in from the Viking sideline. Second down play. There's the pitch outside, and another good run on the corner by Thomas Joe Kamara. He takes it down to about the 36. That's a Viking first down. Good read once again by Katzenall Hall. Drew the defense to him, and then at the last moment pitched it outside. First and 10, South Brunswick at the Piscataway 36. Very entertaining first half of football here. Piscataway up 19-7, but South Brunswick is on the march. This time, the handoff goes up the middle. Piscataway D not fooled that time. And Austin Mosier hit on the tackle once again for the Chiefs. It's been a good first half for Mosier. He's got to be opening some eyes on that defensive front. 6'4" senior at 275 pounds. Two-way player. Outstanding tackle on the offensive line as well. And an illegal substitution penalty called against South Brunswick. So that's going to march the Vikings back 5. Both coaches with a bewildered look on their face as far as those illegal substitution penalties are going. Second down, 15. And big play by Piscataway behind the line of scrimmage. Marcel Walker looked like he was shot out of a cannon. He just came in and blew that play up. Yikes. No chance for Dejon Thomas. So now South Brunswick in a hole. It's third down and about 15 for the Vikings. Once promising drive in danger of coming to an end here. They come up in the eye. Cats in a hole looking to throw. Flips it outside. Catch made, but Piscataway swarming to the ball. And no pickup on the play as Devonish Winter is taken down by Nasir Best. So a fourth down play, and South Brunswick will have to punt it away. So their drive comes to an end. It stalls after a couple of nice Piscataway defensive plays and a big penalty. Line drive kick, bounces, picked up at the 10-yard line. Hernandez is in trouble and brought down inside the 10. Big play by Sean Goldsmith on special teams for South Brunswick. So the Chiefs will be pinned down deep in their own territory in the shadow of their own goalpost. They have a 19-7 lead with 5 minutes and 46 seconds remaining here in the first half. And there's a personal foul against Piscataway. So they'll march half the distance to the goal back to the 3-yard line. Chiefs really starting deep in their own territory. They'll start at the 3. Piscataway comes up in the eye, and Hatcher under center. Hands it off on a first down play. Up across the 5. Nasir Best carried the ball. He picks up about 3, maybe 4, second down and 6. So a good pickup on first down for Piscataway. Five minutes, 10 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. The give again, and Best spins and twists his way across the 10. So it brings up a big third down play. Third down and about 2.5 upcoming for the Chiefs. They need to get to the 15-yard line to pick up the first down. Again, out of the eye. Hatcher hands it off. Jackson trying to get outside, not going to get there. South Brunswick strings it out beautifully. Darren Sievers, the right defensive end, senior, makes the play for the Vikings. Jackson trying to turn that corner, but Sievers stood his ground, brings him down. Piscataway has to punt from its own end zone. South Brunswick figures to get good field position out of this exchange. Line drive kick, bounces at the 35, and then finding the handle was Jelani Devonish-Winter. That could have been disastrous, but he was able to corral it, and South Brunswick will have a first down at the Piscataway 42. Good field position for the Vikings to start this offensive possession with 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the first half.
First and 10 South Brunswick at the Piscataway 43-yard line.
Gage Catснell Hall brings the Vikings offense up to the line of scrimmage. And they'll line up in the eye. Long play count. And Catснell Hall keeps it himself. Penalty flag down. This might be a face mask against Piscataway. Let's see.
Jordan Martell in on the tackle for no gain, but there is a flag down.
No flag. And the officials wave it off.
Second down and 10.
So no gain on that play. And it brings up a second and 10.
Second and 10.
First man through, blasts his way down to the 35-yard line. Dijon Thomas on the carry. He picked up 8 yards on that carry. And it brings up a third and short for the Vikings at the 35. Third down and 2. Just inside 3 minutes left here in the first quarter. Down at 2:50. And a handoff. Breaking tackles is Thomas, and he takes it inside the 25. What a run by Dijon Thomas, who was stopped at the line of scrimmage and broke away to pick up a South Brunswick first down. Watch this effort. He is stopped but keeps his legs churning, moving forward, and then dives inside the 25. First and 10 at the 23-yard line, and a timeout to be called by Piscataway. So the Chiefs call time. They stop the clock with 2:01 remaining here in this second quarter. In case you just joined us, a good one going here in central New Jersey in the greater Middlesex Conference. Piscataway leading South Brunswick 19-7. And Dan Higgins' team has quite a tough schedule this year. They'll take on J.P. Stevens next week, then at Old Bridge and Perth Amboy. But look at the final 4 games. a rematch of last year's sectional semifinal against Bridgewater Raritan, then against GMC Power Sayreville. Then they go on the road at Westfield, who just had their 37-game winning streak broken last week by Linden. And then their annual Thanksgiving Day tilt against rival Franklin Township. So those final 4 games, really tough. A murderer's row type of schedule. But they're not thinking about that right now. They've got their hands full with an outstanding South Brunswick team. It's 1st and 10 for the Vikings. From the 23, Katzenel Hall looking to throw on the run, going end zone. A lot of contact down there at the goal line. Intended for Jelani Devonish Winter.
Flag down on the incomplete pass.
But there was a tremendous amount of contact. And most likely, whoa! Illegal receiver downfield. I think everyone thought that might be an interference call down at the goal line, but the penalty flag is against South Brunswick for an illegal man downfield. So that's quite a turn of events.
5-yard mark off.
So it's 2nd down and 15 now for the Vikings.
And 15 from the 28.
Football at the 28-yard line. And Katzenel Hall keeps it himself. He's at the 10, takes it in. Touchdown, South Brunswick. Gage Katzenel Hall, the junior quarterback, with a beautiful read on the triple option, keeps it himself and takes it in. Mitchell Fisher is in to kick the extra point. Snap good. Kick on the way. It is good. 1:46 remaining first half. We've got ourselves quite a game here in the GMC. Piscataway leads South Brunswick 19-14. Great read here by the South Brunswick quarterback, and then a burst of speed as he just darts through the Piscataway defense. He saw the opening and just takes it himself. Brilliant execution by the Vikings. And they're very much in this game. It's a 5-point Piscataway lead. They're up 19-14. Very entertaining first half of football. South Brunswick coming in with 11 straight wins. Last time they lost was to Piscataway. That was last September. They then went and reeled off 9 straight wins to finish the season, including a sectional championship victory over Manalapan, and then started this season with 2 straight wins, defeating the defending South Jersey Group 5 champs Lenape, and then last week shutting out Old Bridge. Piscataway's Christian Hernandez at the 20. He gets outside and takes it up near the 30. There is a penalty flag down. And this will go against Piscataway. Block in the back. So that'll push the Chiefs back.
Ball is placed at the 19-yard line. First and 10, Piscataway.
Football sits at the 19, 1st and 10 for the Chiefs. And the officials changing out the ball. That's the delay. We're seeing the fullback goes in motion. Handoff goes off tackle. Jawan Jackson carries. And he brings it up to about the 24. Pretty good pickup on that first down run, about 6 yards or so. We'll call it 2nd and 5. 2nd and 5 with twin receiver split left side. Hatcher flips it. Jackson cuts against the grain and then powers his way up across the 30 to the 33. Jawan Jackson running with some power that time. Picks up a Piscataway first down. Worth another look. He drags tacklers with him. Final minute of play, half number 1. Hatcher looking to throw. He's going long, has a receiver. It is caught and a penalty flag thrown as well. Joey Bellamy makes the catch. Nice job by Bellamy to adjust to the football. So a big play for the Chiefs. Pass interference the call. Of course, it will be declined. They'll take the catch. Hatcher letting it fly. Look at Bellamy come back to the ball, and he hangs on. 1st and 10 for the Chiefs at the South Brunswick 38. 26 seconds left in the first half. Trip receivers go to the right side. Hatcher looking to throw. He steps up. He fires long. It's caught. No, incomplete. Lord Jones, the intended receiver, thought for a second he had it, but it is incomplete. It does stop the clock. One more look. Good throw by Hatcher, and he had him, but Jones could not hang on. So, timeout called by the South Brunswick defense as they want to tuck things over here. Piscataway will have a 2nd down upcoming, but just 14 seconds left here in the first half. Joe Hatcher has had a very nice first half for Piscataway, the senior quarterback. South Brunswick Vikings coming in 2-0. This is their 3rd game of the season. And next week they'll be at Perth Amboy to take on the Panthers. Then Union should be a nice test at East Brunswick. St. Joe's Metuchen, J.P. Stevens, and then a real big game on the 26th of October against Sayreville. Both of these teams are going to get Sayreville later in the season. So the GMC Red Division title really is going to come down to the last 2 weeks of October when Sayreville, South Brunswick, and Piscataway all play each other. 2nd down 10. Hatcher looking to throw. He rifles it long, and it is incomplete. Intended for Bellamy, who dove inside the 10. Takes us down to 7 seconds left here in the first half. And a 3rd down upcoming for the Chiefs. So 3rd and 10, Piscataway. Twin receivers split left and right. Hatcher straight back to throw. Steps up in the pocket. He lets it fly long and airmails that one. Pretty good throw by Hatcher, though, showing the strength of that arm. He threw that about 50 yards in the air. Two seconds left in the half. Piscataway will have one more play, and South Brunswick calls another timeout. You got to figure the Vikings are just going to drop back in the ultimate prevent defense and try to keep everything in front of them with just 2 seconds left here. But Piscataway may just launch it towards the end zone. Hatcher has shown the ability to get it down there. Piscataway program under head coach Dan Higgins, they've won 6 sectional titles. We mentioned earlier, as a program, they've won 9 in their history. First coming in 1974, and they just won one 2 years ago in 2016. So look at Dan. Done a tremendous job with this program throughout the years. Longtime assistant coach, of course, he played here.
4th and 38 for Piscataway from the 38-yard line.
Fourth down play, final play of the first half. Trip receivers right side, and Hatcher straight back to throw. He's got plenty of time. Launches it deep for the end zone. It is incomplete. And that will end the first half. So a very entertaining, exciting first half of football here in the Greater Middlesex Conference. Piscataway breaks out on the first play from scrimmage, had an early 7-0 lead, but the teams traded punches the rest of the way. And as we head towards halftime, Piscataway leads South Brunswick 19-14. Halftime activity coming up on News 12, Varsity's Game of the Week. Welcome back to Piscataway on this beautiful September evening. The Chiefs leading South Brunswick by the score of 19-14. Amanda Puglisi standing by with a very special guest here at halftime. Amanda?
Thanks, Lou. I'm standing by with Rob Harmer, the athletic director at Piscataway. And when you think Piscataway, you automatically think great athletics. But you guys have some great facilities and a brand new turf here.
Yeah, the turf field was just put in. We got the okay last Thursday to play our first home game last week. It was all during the summertime. They got it done, and you know what? It's a great facility. It's one of the top-notch turf fields that's going right now, and a lot of work went into it.
I like the dual colors we have here, but that's not all. It's not just the turf. What's next for the facilities at Piscataway?
Well, actually, after our next home game, we're going to close the field down for a couple of days, and they're going to redo the track, and they're going to make sure the track is all brand new for our track and field facility.
Before the game, Coach told us that he thinks he has such a great team this year that he told you to just load up the schedule. So how do you think the Chiefs have done so far tonight?
I think they've done well. We're playing a very good team. South Brunswick always comes to play. We have a great rivalry with them, and it's going to be a great second half.
All right, we look forward to it. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right, Lou, back to you.
All right, Amanda, and of course the facility is just terrific here at Piscataway. Brand new turf field for the big game here tonight, and a big game it is. Piscataway leading South Brunswick 19-14 at halftime. More halftime activity in just a few moments here on News 12 Varsity's Game of the Week. Welcome back to Piscataway, where the Chiefs lead South Brunswick by the score of 19-14. Two explosive offensive teams. And in the first half, they put up some fireworks, no question about it. It was Piscataway who struck first. The Chiefs going to the air as Hatcher finds his outstanding tight end Marcel Walker, and he takes it all the way. Got behind the defense. Great play fake by Joe Hatcher to sell the play, and the extra point good. Chiefs up by the score of 7-0. Then setting up the middle screen beautifully to Juwan Jackson. Makes the first man miss, then explodes to the outside and cruises in for the touchdown. Extra point no good. It was 13-0. South Brunswick, they answer. Thomas. Joe Kamara takes it in as he blasts through the offensive line. Good blocking at the point of attack. Then a turnover gives Piscataway good field position on the fumble, and Jawan Jackson just takes it in. Great job by that offensive line on the right side. And then running the triple option, Gage Katzenel-Hall takes it in for the score. And that's where we're at, 19-14 the score. Two great games upcoming over the next 2 weeks. We'll be on Long Island next Saturday. Farmingdale going up against Massapequa. And that should be a tremendous game. Kickoff slated for 2 p.m. on Saturday, September 22nd. And then the following week, the Catholic League, a big showdown as Archbishop Stepanak goes up against St. Anthony's on Friday, September 28th. And you can tune in to see those games on Friday, September 28th live, and Saturday, September 22nd. And tune into the Football Fix as well on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. for highlights and interviews around the Tri-State. And it's also on News12Varsity.com. The Football Fix every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. So our score at halftime once again here, Piscataway 19, South Brunswick 14. Figures to be a great second half, and it's coming up shortly here on News 12 Varsity's Game of the Week. Back in Piscataway, where the Chiefs lead South Brunswick by the score of 19-14 here at halftime. And down on the field now, one of the really great high school marching bands out of the Garden State, the Piscataway Super Chiefs Marching Band. Let's enjoy some of the sights and powerful sounds of the Super Chiefs Marching Band.
The machine must never stop. Never stop. Never stop. Never stop.
Piscataway Super Chief Marching Band.
So the Piscataway Super Chief Marching Band with their halftime performance here at Piscataway High School, and we are just moments away from the second half beginning. First half was exciting as Piscataway leads South Brunswick 19-14 at halftime. Second half upcoming next here on News 12, Varsity's Game of the Week. Back at Piscataway, where the Chiefs lead 19-14, and South Brunswick has fought back to make this quite a game. Amanda has more on the Vikings.
Well, Lou, of course, when you talk to Coach George, he says that was one of the toughest starts for his team, but he does like how the Vikings reacted to that. And when I asked him, how do you plan to stop Juwan Jackson in the second half, he said what we were doing in that first half was we were really sitting back, letting him come to us, letting him dance, letting him make his moves, and then he would burst in for those touchdowns that we saw. He says he's too fast. We can't do that in the second half. Now we need to do a better job of being more aggressive and going after Jackson to start the third quarter.
Well, Piscataway got off to the good start. They led 13-0. Dan Higgins' team getting out of the chute really quickly, but South Brunswick did battle back, and we've got ourselves quite a game here as we head to the second half, and a key game here in the Greater Middlesex Conference. Two outstanding programs and two great rivals as well. Big crowd on hand, by the way, also here tonight in Piscataway. We mentioned it's a beautiful night for high school football, and glad you could join us wherever you might be watching in the tri-state area. So Piscataway will kick off from right to left on your screen here in this second half. Back deep for South Brunswick, Ezekiel Johnson and Thomas Joe Kamara. So Robert Konya will kick it off for Piscataway. South Brunswick will get the football first here to begin the second half. End over end kick taken by Ezekiel Johnson at the 20, and he dives forward across the 20-yard line up near the 25. South Brunswick will put it in play there. Vikings down by just 5. Gage Katzenall-Hall comes out at quarterback for South Brunswick. Did an excellent job running the triple option offense in that first half. He sends Jelani Devonish Winter wide to the left. One setback. Now in motion is Kamara, and keeping it himself is Katzenall-Hall down the sidelines across the 40, breaks a tackle at the 25, cuts it in. A big play for South Brunswick on the first play from scrimmage in the second half. Gage Katzenall-Hall calls his own number. Beautiful read, tucks it in and takes off. And now watch how he finishes this run. Breaks that tackle, stays in bounds, cuts it in, and picks up extra yardage. And a timeout called by South Brunswick. So the Vikings with a big play on the first play, and then they call timeout to talk it over with 11:35 remaining here in the third quarter. But South Brunswick knocking on the door, bidding to take the lead here in this game. Another look, good read. And he kind of swats away that would-be tackler, makes a nice cut, and cuts it back in, picks up extra yardage. The junior quarterback with a big game so far here for the Vikings. So South Brunswick bidding to take the lead. They're down by 5. Receiver split left and right. And Kamara is the deep back. Handoff, though, goes to the first man through. And that is Dijon Thomas.
Ball carrier is number 22. Dejan Thomas. Ball's advanced down to the 18-yard line.
He takes it down to about the 18.
Second down and 6.
Pick up a 4, 2nd and 6.
Austin Mosier and David Green in on a tackle. 2nd and 6.
South Brunswick's triple option offense last year averaged almost 200 yards per game rushing. Doing a nice job executing a dangerous offense. Here's a big gain, touchdown. Huge hole for Dejan Thomas as he bolts through the right side of the offensive line, and he just blasts into the end zone. South Brunswick has taken the lead. So the Vikings, who once trailed 13-0 in this game, are now up by a point. And Mitchell Fisher is in to kick the extra point. His kick is up, and it is good. 10:47 remaining third quarter. South Brunswick now in the lead. The Vikings are up 21-19. Huge hole on the right side of that offensive line. And good vision. Nicely done. Good run by Thomas. Dejan Thomas takes it in for the touchdown. He's had a very impressive game. Actually got the start in the offensive backfield for South Brunswick, not originally penciled in the starting lineup.
21. Christian Hernandez, number 9, Juwan Jackson.
So Piscataway sends back two speedsters to return this kick, Juwan Jackson and Christian Hernandez. And the Chiefs trail for the first time tonight. Fisher kicks it off. It will be Juwan Jackson, and he takes it up across the 30. So the Chiefs will start up across their own 30-yard line. And Joe Hatcher brings his offense out. Juwan Jackson will be the deep back as Piscataway lines up in the eye. Gibbs to Jackson, cuts it up across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Good pickup on first down. Good 5-6 yards for Jackson.
It's a gain of 6 yards. It'll be second down and 4.
Mentioned Jackson's sensational year last season as a junior. 1,777 yards. He had 22 touchdowns. Second down, we'll call it 4. Give to Jackson again, and he breaks a tackle and is brought down across the 40.
He advances the ball across the 40-yard line.
41-yard line. Thomas Joe Kamara in to make the play. He talked about his outstanding defense. Last year, over 70 tackles from his weak safety position. And he has committed to Temple. Temple recruited him as a defensive player. Third down and 2. Chiefs trying to keep this drive alive just across the 40-yard line. They trail by 2. Handoff goes up the middle and powering his way for the first down up across the 45 was the fullback Nick Racine on the carry. That's the good old fullback dive. Kind of refreshing to see these two offenses. Got South Brunswick running the triple option, and Piscataway still running out of the power I with a fullback. Gotta love it. Here's Hatcher looking to throw as a man wide open is Walker. Touchdown, Piscataway. The second time tonight that the tight end Marcel Walker has been wide open. Chiefs back in the lead. And Piscataway will line up for 2. It's a 4-point game. Piscataway leads 25-21. Here's a reverse, and in for the 2-point conversion is Lord Jones. Great execution by the Chiefs, and Jones takes it in untouched. Piscataway up by 6. It's 27-21 Chiefs. Here's the touchdown. Hatcher, another great job of ball faking. Beautiful play action, froze the defense, and Walker, I mean, he could not be more alone. And he just carries it in for the touchdown. His second of the night. So Piscataway right back on top. South Brunswick's lead was short-lived, as they were up 21-19, but now Piscataway back in the lead. 27-21 Chiefs. So at the moment, we've got ourselves a little seesaw battle. And I don't think anyone expected anything different between these two teams. Konya to kick off. High end over end kick. It is taken at the 10-yard line by Thomas Joe Camara, and then he is just smothered at the 27 as the Chiefs bring him down. Christian White, the junior, on special teams with a nice play to make the tackle. South Brunswick will have a first down. Vikings are at their own 28.
First and 10, South Brunswick at 28.
Twin receivers right side. And the handoff goes to Thomas. Dejan Thomas has seen a good amount of carries here tonight. He takes it up across the 30-yard line. Short pickup on first down, just 2 yards. So second down and 8 upcoming. Second down, 8 for the Vikings at the 31. Catsinall Hall hands it off, and Piscataway plays it well at the line of scrimmage. Nice play by Angel Laporte, number 55. So a third down upcoming.
3rd and 7.
3rd and 7. South Brunswick trying to keep this drive going. Here's the pitch wide, and a big play by the Piscataway defense. Initially turned in beautifully by Lord Jones, the strong safety. Watch him read this. He comes in, blows the play up, and Thomas Joe Camara never had a chance. Racine finished him off, but it really was Lord Jones who came in and turned that play in. So South Brunswick goes 3 and out, and Bellamy brings it back on the punt return just shy of the 50-yard line, actually across midfield. So Piscataway will start on the South Brunswick side of the field. Chiefs up 27-21. Joe Hatcher, and Amanda has more on Piscataway's senior signal caller.
And of course, Lou, whenever you talk about Piscataway, you think of the running game, but as you just mentioned with Hatcher, I mean, this coaching staff has such confidence in the senior quarterback, and they said to us before the game, be on the lookout for him to throw the ball a lot. That was their game plan. They said they want to keep the defense of South Brunswick on their toes.
Juwan Jackson on the carry, takes it down to about the 47-yard line. Pickup of a couple. Second down and 8 for the Chiefs at the South Brunswick 47. Just a little over halfway through the third quarter. Hatcher looking to throw, fires a bullet, and it's caught inside the 45 at the 43. Isaiah Mahaley in on the catch. Isaiah Mahaley, rather, senior wide receiver. Terrific catch and a good throw by Hatcher. He delivered a strike. Third down. And short, third down and a little over a yard. Chiefs come up in the eye. And the give is to Jackson. He's got the first down, much more. 20, 10, touchdown, Piscataway. Juwan Jackson showing off that 4.4 speed. And he just bolted through that line, exploding into the South Brunswick secondary. So the Chiefs will go for two, up 33-21 with 4 minutes and 48 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Hatcher brings Piscataway up for the two-point conversion. He looks to throw, corner of the end zone. Jones goes up the ladder and makes the catch. Lord Jones reaches up and snags the ball away from the defender. Two-point conversion successful. It's now 35-21 Piscataway. Just moments ago, South Brunswick had a 21-19 lead. But Jackson, like lightning, He can score, as we said earlier, from any point on the field. But you got to give credit to that Piscataway offensive line as well. The right side of the line, Austin Mosier, the right guard, Charles Parker, the right tackle, and the center, Andrew Bouchek. And here's the two-point conversion as Hatcher throws it. Look at that catch by Jones, who takes it away from the defender, Jelani Devonish Winter. Beautiful play. So Devonish Winter back deep to receive the kick, along with Thomas Joe Kamara. Vikings down by 2 scores now, but plenty of time. 4:46 remaining here in the third quarter. Joe Kamara actually, brought down across the 20 to the 22. Never got a chance to get going. So the Vikings will have the football at their own 22, down by 2 touchdowns now. And keeping it himself is the South Brunswick quarterback, Gage Katzenall-Hall. And he picks up a few. Marcus Petit, the middle linebacker, on the tackle for the Chiefs. He did pick up 7 on that play, so a 2nd and 3. Football just shy of the 29-yard line. Ticking down towards 4 minutes left in the third. And handoff goes up the middle, but no fooling that Piscataway D as Dejon Thomas is buried by David Green. So no gain on that last play, brings up a 3rd down and 2. And South Brunswick can ill afford to go another 3 and out here. This game is beginning to swing momentum-wise towards Piscataway. The Chiefs have scored the last 2 touchdowns after the teams traded blows. Handoff goes off tackle and no chance for Dejon Thomas. Let's see where they mark it though. He needed to get to the 32 to pick up the 1st down. I'm not sure he got there. He's about a buck short. They'll call for a measurement. With the naked eye, it looks like he is a little short. But the officials call for the chains. Joe George saw his team take the lead. And now things have taken a wrong turn for the Vikings. They're down by 2 touchdowns. And that's how short they are, by about half the length of the football. You gotta think South Brunswick will punt it away in their own territory. Let's see. Well, maybe not. Gage Katzenall-Hall is coming out at quarterback. So just as Piscataway went for it earlier in their own territory, it appears the Vikings will do the same. It's 4th down and less than a yard. Just shy of the 32. Full house backfield for the Vikings. Katzenall-Hall keeps it. Nope. Pitches it outside. It's a big gainer for Dejon Thomas. Down the sidelines. 20, 10. Brought down inside the 5-yard line. huge play for South Brunswick on a 4th and less than a yard. Gage Catsenall Hall pitched it to the outside to DeJean Thomas, and he takes it all the way inside the 10-yard line. And now South Brunswick with a chance to draw to within 1 score. Beautiful read by Catsenall Hall. Everyone expected him to keep it himself on a quarterback sneak. Instead, he reads the defense, draws the defense towards him, and pitches it outside. 1st and goal, South Brunswick at the 6-yard line. Pitch outside, turning the corner, ball's loose, fumble, but the ball, I believe, went out of bounds, and it is South Brunswick possession. So the Vikings get a huge break. And now a penalty flag flies.
There's a late flag down.
So South Brunswick fumbles the ball inside the 5, but the ball looks like it went out on sportsmanlike conduct, then called on Piscataway. So let's take a look at this fumble one more time.
Half the distance to the goal line.
Yep, it's definitely a fumble. The ball goes out. Piscataway never got possession. 2nd and goal inside the 1. Pitch to Thomas, fumbles and picks it up. And then a penalty flag thrown at the end of the play. A fortuitous bounce for DeJean Thomas. And holding is the call against South Brunswick. A brutal penalty for the Vikings. Watch this bounce. Here's the pitch to Thomas. He can't find the handle. It bounces right back to him. So South Brunswick fortunate to still have possession as they put the ball down on the turf twice in the last 2 plays. It is 2nd and goal from the 12 after the holding penalty. Down to 1:35 left in the 3rd. Here's the pitch to Thomas Joe Kamara. He breaks some tackles, takes it inside the 10, running hard.
Jackson is the tackler.
But it's going to bring up a 3rd and goal inside the 10-yard line.
9-yard line.
They'll mark it just inside the 9.
It'll be 3rd and goal for the 9.
South Brunswick trying to get themselves back into this game. A touchdown would put them to within a touchdown. Third and goal. Catsenall Hall looking to throw, but nobody there. I think he expected Thomas Joe Kamara to break outside, but he did not. He ran towards the back line of the end zone. So now it's 4th and goal. Clock stopped with 32 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
4th and goal.
4th and goal. But the football is all the way back at the 9-yard line. So a lot of yardage to get here for the Vikings. Trip receivers go to the left side. Catsenall Hall looking, fires end zone. It is incomplete.
The pass is incomplete. The Piscataway defense is held, but there was a late flag.
And there's a flag down, a late flag at the tail end of that play.
Dead ball.
A sportsmanlike penalty against Piscataway. But the Chiefs have the ball. It's a dead ball foul. So after the play was over, they'll just mark it half the distance to the goal. And Piscataway will start inside the 5. Football sits at the 4. So South Brunswick, after that brilliant play on 4th and less than a yard to pick up big yardage inside the 5-yard line, unable to punch it in. And they're still down by 2 touchdowns. 35-21 with 25 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Chiefs come up 1st and 10 at their own 4. Hatcher looking to throw out of his own end zone. He's going long for Jones. He makes the catch. Lord Jones hauls it in at the 40-yard line. So the Chiefs get out of a big hole. Football all the way out to the 40-yard line now. Final 10 seconds of the 3rd, and I don't think Piscataway will run a play here. We will head to the 4th quarter, and the Piscataway fans are on their feet. Their Chiefs, who were down 21-19, now in the lead by 2 touchdowns. Our score after 3, Piscataway 35, South Brunswick 21. Big 4th quarter upcoming on News 12 Varsity's Game of the Week. Welcome back to Piscataway. The Chiefs leading 35-21. Dan Higgins' team up by 2 touchdowns, and Amanda has more on Coach Higgins.
Well, Lou, for the past 48 years, there has been a Higgins on the coaching staff for Piscataway. Before Dan Higgins, it was his father, Tom Higgins. They coached together, and of course, Dan played underneath him. And how cool is this? Coach Dan Higgins has been a part of 7 of all of their championships, whether he was a player or coach or even a water boy.
Well, he is a Chief through and through. Played for his dad, Tom Higgins, a legendary coach here. There's only been 3 coaches here at Piscataway since the 1970s. Tom Higgins, Joe Caroni, and now Dan Higgins. 1st and 10 Piscataway from the 40 as the 4th quarter begins. Handoff goes up the middle. And Jawan Jackson on the carry for the Chiefs. Wild game. Piscataway got off to a great start. They scored on the first play from scrimmage. They led 13-0. Then South Brunswick got a touchdown, and Piscataway was up 19-7. South Brunswick came from behind, took a 21-19 lead. But since then, it's been all Chiefs, and they're up 35-21 here in the 4th. South Brunswick coming in 2-0 on the year. There's a handoff to Jackson, and he burrows his way up across midfield into South Brunswick territory.
Austin Mosier and Charles Parker calls a dance down to the 40.
It is a 1st and 10 Piscataway at the South Brunswick 48. Chiefs 1-0 on the year, defeating East Brunswick last week 41-0. Joe Hatcher has had a solid game at quarterback for Piscataway. Hands it off. breaking one tackle, breaking another, and taking it inside the 40-yard line. Christian Hernandez on the carry. But this one's coming back. Penalty flag on Piscataway. It'll be holding. Carried all the way back to the 44-yard line. So it'll be first down and 18 for the Chiefs at their own 44. Hatcher pump fakes, setting up a screen, dangerous play. And a lot of traffic intended for Hernandez. But there were a lot of white jerseys where that ball was thrown. Christian Hernandez, only a junior. A lot of young talent on both teams. Look at the Piscataway Super Chief Marching Band, performed at halftime. Always an outstanding show put on by them. Both bands, terrific South Brunswick band across the way. Second down and 18. Hatcher rolling out, right side on the run, delivers, and good coverage by South Brunswick downfield. It's Thomas Joe Kamara, and also back there defensively was Dejon Thomas, and he's a little shaken up on the near sideline, but now appears to be okay walking back towards the huddle. And another holding penalty against Piscataway. So the Chiefs, their own worst enemy on this drive. It's been declined by South Brunswick, as the Vikings want to bring up a 3rd and 18. Handoff up the middle. Jackson breaking tackles and is brought down across the 40-yard line. He's going to be about a yard or so short of the first down. It's a pickup of 17. Jackson really hit. Those the two stars meeting up with each other. Thomas Joe Kamara hitting Jawan Jackson to bring him down. But Piscataway moves the ball all the way to the South Brunswick 39. They need to get to the 38 to pick up the first down. And now a timeout being called by Piscataway. So Chiefs call a timeout with 9:07 remaining in the fourth quarter. And they'll have a 4th down and 1, trying to keep this drive going. Trying to overcome a 3rd and 18. Big run by Jackson. Piscataway trying to go 2-0 on the year. We mentioned they've got J.P. Stevens, a longtime rival, coming in next week. And then if you take a look at Piscataway's schedule down the line, Bridgewater Raritan in here on October 12th. That's a great matchup, as the Chiefs many years ago in the old Mid-State Conference played the old Bridgewater East and Bridgewater West high schools before West and East merged. So that's a great matchup on October 12th. Also a rematch of last year's semifinal. Then at Sayreville, one of the great rivalries in New Jersey, Piscataway-Sayreville on October 19th. And then at Westfield on the 27th. 4th and 1 Piscataway at the 39. Jackson, the deep back in the eye. movement on the line of scrimmage, and Hatcher might have drawn South Brunswick offside, and he did. So Hatcher, with that cadence at the line of scrimmage, draws the Vikings offside. Joe George can't believe it. So the penalty gives Piscataway a first down at the 34-yard line. Chiefs trying to put this one away on this drive. They're up by 2 touchdowns, 35-21. Bellamy goes in motion, flags all over the place. Jackson breaking tackles. He's inside the 20, but this will be coming back. Illegal motion will be the call against the Chiefs. They had about 3 different guys in motion at the same time. They'll push him back to the 39-yard line. It'll be a 1st and 15. Well, the band's having a good time. Again, Piscataway comes up in the eye. Bellamy is wide out to the left. Give is to Nasir Best, who carries the football. And still on his feet, dragging tacklers with him. Inside the 35, down to the 33.
It's a gain of 7 yards.
Pickup of 7 on that carry by Best. And time is called. One of the Piscataway players shaken up a little bit. That's Marcel Walker, who's had a big night tonight. 2 touchdown receptions. And look at the job by Nasir Best. Best, a senior.
And we'll resume play.
Listed as a flanker. He's really a wide receiver, but they'll line him up as a tailback as well. And there's a future Piscataway Chief. He's fired up. He's got his Chiefs sweatshirt on. 2nd down and 8. Give the Best, looking to turn the corner. He's not going to get there. Good job by that South Brunswick defense on the end. That's Sean Goldsmith over there to make the play. Goldsmith, a tight end on offense, playing defensive end on the defensive side of the ball. And he's made a couple of really nice plays tonight, turning plays in on the edge. 3rd and 9. From the 33. Meters moving, 7 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. Piscataway has a 2-touchdown advantage. They're up 35-21. Hatcher looking to throw, steps up, now stepping away from pressure, gets a block on the corner, pulls it down, turns it up the sideline. Hatcher with a nice gain. And he'll be a little short of 1st down yardage, but a nice run by Joe Hatcher, getting away from pressure. Watch Hatcher. Pulls it down and didn't run out of bounds right away. Kind of turned it up and picked up a couple of extra yards. But he's about 2-3 yards shy. So 4th down upcoming for the Chiefs. Trip receivers go to the left side. Hatcher flips it outside. Jackson breaks a tackle, cuts it in. Penalty flag down. Jackson takes it into the end zone for the touchdown, but there is a flag down, and it's going to be a block in the back called on Piscataway. So the Chiefs have hurt themselves tonight with some big penalties. And that's going to push him back
And the ball be taken back to about the
all the way across the 40 up to the 42. Here's the play again, and there's the block in the back.
They'll bring up 4th and 17.
Right in front of the official. So 4th and 17 now for Piscataway. And they'll go for it with a 2-touchdown lead. Hatcher drops back in the shotgun, and he's got twin receivers to the right side. He's going to punt it. Hatcher kicks it away. And it rolls inside the 15. So Joe Hatcher just boots it inside the 15 to pin the Vikings back deep.
The net gain of 26 yards.
South Brunswick will take over. 6 minutes and 35 seconds remaining.
10 on their 15.
Vikings down by 2 touchdowns. Let's check in with Amanda.
Well, Lou, if somebody had an early season roster of South Brunswick, they would see number 28 is Mike Slover, but he's actually wearing 54 tonight. That's because he started the season at fullback, and after that first game, the coaching staff said, hey, listen, we're going to need to move you back to center. We need you there. Slover said, give me that number 54, put me back at center, put me wherever you need me, coach.
And he's done an outstanding job. Tremendous team player.
Ball carrier is number 5. Imagine how it
Mike Slover, the senior, 5'11", 205, back at the center spot. He played center last year for the Vikings.
9 yards.
And
2nd and 1.
again, they tried to put him in at fullback this year, and he did a nice job in the preseason, but coaching staff just felt this offense was much stronger with Slover snapping the ball to Katzenall Hall. 2nd down and 1, South Brunswick. A little under 6 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. Katzenall Hall looking, he's hit from behind. The ball comes flying out, picked up on the far side. Piscataway has the football and barreling inside the 10. Now the ball is loose again inside the 5. Piscataway says they've got it. Piscataway defense making a big play, and the Chiefs do recover inside the 5-yard line. And it looks like, well, thought there might be an injured player, and there is for Piscataway. So a lot of things happening on that play. There was the hit from behind against Gage Katzenall Hall. The ball came flying out. It was picked up, brought inside the 5. Here's the hit. Ball picked up there by Nick Racine. He brings it inside the 5. It's fumbled. A mad scramble for the loose ball, finally recovered by Piscataway. So the Chiefs will have possession inside the 5-yard line, and they can literally slam the door here on the Vikings. Piscataway touchdown would put them up by 3 scores with about 5 minutes left. Looks like you might have a cramp situation on the far sideline. That's Austin Mosier, who has really played a terrific game on both sides of the ball for the Chiefs. Trying to walk it off rather. The big senior defensive tackle, 6'4", 275, and on the offensive line, an outstanding job at right guard as well. Key part of opening up some of those huge holes for those Piscataway running backs. Coach Higgins walks off with Mosier.
Game reset. 5:39 to go, 4th quarter.
So the Chiefs will have a 1st and goal at the 4-yard line. Trip receivers split out to the right side. And the give off tackle, touchdown Piscataway. Hernandez takes it in. Let's see, what's the call? It's a flag against Piscataway, no touchdown. Illegal procedure against the Chiefs. Coach Higgins, not happy.
First and goal from the 9.
Piscataway, you might have seen on their helmets, says focus. And that's exactly what Coach Higgins was yelling out to his offense there. As they are up by 2 touchdowns, he wants complete focus until the final whistle. Now that illegal procedure penalty pushes them back to the 10-yard line. Hand off, Hernandez dives ahead inside the 10.
Drives across the 8 to the 7.
Down to about the 7-yard line or so.
Second and goal from the 7.
Christian Hernandez getting some carries. And Jawan Jackson checks back into the backfield for the Chiefs. Hatcher looking to throw, fires, end zone, intercepted by South Brunswick, and they're going to run it out.
Hatcher's pass is intercepted.
So picked off by Thomas Joe Kamara, and he ran it out of the end zone. You might say, well, why would he do that? But he's trying to make a big play. His team is down by 2 touchdowns, and he's thinking to himself, hey, maybe I can run this back all the way. So he makes the pick, looking for a few blockers, and he brings it back out just shy of the 15-yard line. South Brunswick gets it back. They're still in it, down by 2 touchdowns, 4 minutes and 41 seconds remaining. They have a couple of explosive offensive players.
Number 22.
The handoff goes to Dejon Thomas, and the Piscataway defense equal to the task there. No gain on the play, 2nd down and 10.
No gain, will bring up 2nd down and 10.
South Brunswick came in 2-0. They knocked off an outstanding team from South Jersey, Lenape, defending South Jersey Group 5 champs. Then shut out Old Bridge last week, 28-0. But tonight, Piscataway has a 2-touchdown advantage, looking to hand the Vikings their first loss of the year. Give goes up the middle. Not much there.
Ball carrier.
Pick up of a couple.
Ball's advanced out to the 19-yard line.
The ball out to the 19. But time is a factor here for the Vikings. Just 3.5 remaining. They're down by 2 scores.
It's a gain of 5 yards. It'll bring up 3rd down and 5.
3rd and 5 for South Brunswick.
3rd and 5.
And a timeout called by the Vikings.
South Brunswick.
So South Brunswick calls time. Just over 3 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. And Piscataway enjoying a 35-21 lead. Game that has featured a lot of offensive fireworks. Some big plays. You take a look at the GMC Red Division standings. And South Brunswick next week will be on the road at Perth Amboy. And the Panthers not considered to be a team to vie for the title this year, but they did win their first game of the season. So South Brunswick will be on the road against the Perth Amboy next weekend. Piscataway next week will be going up against JP Stevens, so another divisional game for the Chiefs. Piscataway wins this one, they'll be 2-0 in the Red Division of the Greater Middlesex Conference. Gage, Katzenall Hall fires over the middle, nearly intercepted. He tried to set up a middle screen to his tight end, Sean Goldsmith, but David Green was there to bat it away. He almost picked it. David Green, another one of those outstanding two-way linemen for the Chiefs with great size, 6'1", 265. So 4th down for South Brunswick. They've got to go for it. They're down by 2 touchdowns in their own territory. 4th down and 5. Trip receivers go left side for the Vikings. And here is Gage Katzenall Hall on the run. Now he takes it himself and runs it. He might have enough for the first down, and then he's hit late out of bounds. And that'll tack on 15 against Piscataway. He really got popped as he was out of bounds. He did pick up enough for the first down. So a big play again by the South Brunswick quarterback. Late hit out of bounds. Tacks on another 15 yards.
Ball be advanced out to the 30.
Takes it all the way up to the 47-yard line. Well, South Brunswick still alive. The Vikings will have a 1st and 10. Hey, you never know. Quick score by South Brunswick. They could be right back in this game. Twin receivers right side this time for the Vikings. Here's the pitch to Martin. Looked like he might be thinking about throwing it for a second, but he is dragged down from behind by Jawan Jackson. Makes a good play on defense. The corner coming up. Watch Martin. It looks like he's getting ready to cock his arm to throw it, but Jackson says, no, you don't. Big loss on the play. 2nd down and about 17. Down to 2 minutes, 10 seconds left. Katzenall Hall looking to throw on the run, delivers outside. Good throw on the run. Catch is made by Jelani Devonish Winter. He picks up about 11 yards on that pass play. And it brings up a 3rd down and about 8 for the Vikings. But the clock is moving. 1:50 left in the 4th quarter. Katzenall Hall fires, and it is incomplete. In and out of the hands of Dejon Thomas. Pretty good throw, was in his arms, but good defense as well as Nasir Best came over to knock it away. One more look. Pretty good throw here by Katzenall Hall. It is there. Boom. Actually wasn't Best on the hit, but number 28, Christian Davis, So here's pretty much the ball game for South Brunswick. 4th down and 8, and a whistle blows the play dead. Timeout, Piscataway. With a minute 26 left. Chiefs want to set their defense for this big 4th down play. See Coach Higgins talking to the defense. Joe George on the other side. Joe George started coaching as an assistant in 1974, then became the head coach at Port Richmond in Staten Island in 1982. He has been around a long time, coached at Franklin High School, Franklin Township High School, where, of course, they are huge rivals with Piscataway, have a long-running traditional game that they play on Thanksgiving Day. And then he moved on to Dayton of Springfield before heading to South Brunswick.
South Brunswick has the ball. 4th down and 8 from the 49-yard line.
Over the last 7 years here at South Brunswick, his team has lost just 13 games. So they're not on the losing end of things too often. Catsanel Hall goes down. Brought down behind the line of scrimmage by Nick Racine on a 4th down play.
At the South Brunswick 41-yard
So that will do it. Nick Racine with a terrific play. And he comes in untouched and just brings the South Brunswick quarterback down. So again, as we said, Piscataway on their way to victory here. And it is a rare defeat for South Brunswick. They have not lost many games over the last 7+ seasons. So this will be a huge win for Piscataway tonight. And it will be the 3rd in a row over South Brunswick. As Hatcher takes a knee. Remember, the Chiefs won it last year. And in 2016 as well. So that's 3 in a row now for Piscataway over South Brunswick. It'll break the Vikings' 11-game winning streak. And sandwiched around those 11 games, the loss to Piscataway last year, and now the loss to the Chiefs tonight. And the Piscataway fans begin to celebrate. Big win for the Chiefs here in week number 2. Final 20 seconds. Big game for the Piscataway offense as they put up 35 points against a tough South Brunswick defense. And the final score, Piscataway 35, South Brunswick 21. The Chiefs improve to 2-0 on the year, and South Brunswick loses for the first time in 2018 as they drop to 2-1. So big win for Piscataway. We'll be back shortly to talk about the Chiefs' big victory here on News 12 Varsity's Game of the Week. Welcome back to Piscataway, where the Chiefs celebrate a big victory, defeating South Brunswick by the score of 35-21. And Amanda Puglisi standing by with our News 12 Varsity Player of the Game. Amanda?
And Lou, of course, the player of the game is the speedy Juwan Jackson. Juwan, you've played in these rivalry games before against South Brunswick. What does it mean for you tonight in such an atmosphere to get this win?
It means a lot to me, and it means a lot to the teammates, man. This is just one of the big teams we're playing in on our schedule, and it just shows us we just got to keep working, and we're just gelling as a unit.
South Brunswick jumped out to their first and only lead in the third quarter, and it seemed that the entire team really stepped it up on both sides.
Yeah, lately a lot of leaders have been stepping up, getting us all together. We just reload, and we just get right back into it. One play is bad, we just get right back into it.
All right, Juwan, be honest. How much fun do you have running behind this offensive line?
I love this line. They're all my brothers. Even when some of them are not even in, they just keep helping me, and I just can't thank them enough.
A tough divisional game tonight, but your schedule, you mentioned, it doesn't get any easier from here on out.
And we just got to just keep working, and we're just trying to bring another championship back here.
All right, Juwan, good luck and congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Lou, back to you.
All right, Amanda. Juwan Jackson, another big night tonight for the Chiefs, really on both sides of the ball. And speaking of Juwan Jackson, let's take a look at the News 12 Varsity play of the game, and it is Juwan Jackson as Hatcher feeds it to Jackson. Great move there on the screen pass. Then he turns it into another gear and takes it into the end zone for the touchdown. One more look. Watch the first initial move by Jackson as he makes the first man miss and then cuts back against the defense and takes it into the end zone for the touchdown. And the Chiefs put 35 points on the board against a very tough South Brunswick defense. And a big win for Piscataway as they win 35-21. So the Chiefs improved to 2-0 on the year. Big win for them in the Greater Middlesex Conference Red Division, and they end South Brunswick's 11-game winning streak. That'll do it here from Piscataway for our entire News 12 varsity team. Amanda Puglisi, I'm Lou Brogno. Thanks so much for joining us. Next Saturday on Long Island, huge game. Farmingdale at Massapequa. And follow News 12 Varsity on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at News 12 Varsity. That'll do it here tonight from Piscataway. Final score once again, Piscataway 35, South Brunswick 21.